Welcome to the Block Party, episode 101. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking right now, but I don't want to look in his face because Cooper scared me when I did that. My boy, Ross Colton, I've talked to him twice. I tell people we're really good friends. Last night when you got interviewed during intermission, my daughter was with me. I said, that's Daddy's friend. I hope that's okay. Ross the boss, welcome to the Block Party.
Yep, thanks for having me back.
This is
Appreciate
great.
it.
Dude, this is great, man.
Yep.
All right, first question I want to ask you. We're staring at the parking lot, the players' parking lot, looking at all the guys leave. I talked to you right when you got here last year, told you a story about coming over on the private jet with ABB, and I was like, wow, does Ross have a car? He's got to have a car. So then I started thinking about you're from New Jersey, and that's the only state where I think they force people to pump your gas for you. Then I started thinking how awkward that might be. Is that when you were in New Jersey, you like that?
I love it.
Really?
I mean, not being home in the winters anymore, it's not as bad. But yeah, in the summer, I mean, it's scorching hot. You just pull up, roll down the window, fill it with the regular boss, and then, he pumps it, and then, I sit on my phone, and then I'm out of there real fast. I don't have to get out, don't gotta sweat.
You give him a tip or anything like that, or no?
No.
See, my thing is that, and not that I'm chivalrous or anything, but I've always heard, the man's supposed to get out and pump gas, and I don't do that. I've had my wife get out and pump gas many times for me, okay? There, I said it. I'm not afraid. But that's why I feel like it's weird to have another guy. Yeah. Does he try to talk to you or anything? Or
No, he's usually on the phone or something like that, but,
Okay.
It's usually, I try and time it when I'm getting gas, maybe on the way home from workout. I'm exhausted. Legs are, feeling it, and I kind of just, like I said, pull up, roll down the window, I'm still sweating, and I don't have to worry about it.
Listen, I'd like to be your own personal gas boy here in town, so if you need anything and your legs are aching, let me know, and I'll fill you up. I'll put diesel in there, whatever you need. All right, Ross, I want to know, got a bunch of questions for you. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask you this or not, so we might have to edit this out, but Monday, you guys are going to the White House. What is, now this comes out on Monday, so what's that like, dude? Just to lightning at the White House, just as a fan, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. We found out, or at least I found out last night.
Man, I've known.
You probably knew before me.
Oh my God!
Someone mentioned it. Was like, because I think we play Florida Sunday, and then they're like, I think we're flying there right after, and they're like, we're flying to DC, and I was like, wait, what? We played DC twice already.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes no sense, but no, I'm super excited. That's awesome. Once in a lifetime experience. How many times you get to shake the president's hand or just be in the White House? That's gonna be awesome.
I still can't believe you just found out last night. I don't know why. I've known for a week and a half. So
really?
I'll tell you.
I'm out of the loop. I'm gonna start texting you. Hey, get me the inside scoop. What do you know?
I'll tell you why I'm in the inside, but it's not for any glamorous reasons. All right, have you seen any number 79 jerseys around town or at the games? Because I know you talked about wanted to change your number during the off season and you stuck with it. It's been working out for you. You've been seeing those 79s around Amalie?
I see them, now and then. Maybe in warm-ups if I've started to take my helmet off just to have a little bit more personality. And kind of maybe I'm looking around if he's got 79 on, maybe I'll throw him a puck if I see him. So.
What are some of the signs these days? What really gets your attention when you see the signs? Because that's just turned into such a big deal where it's like, give me a puck, give me a stick, I'll trade you candy.
The candy or rock, paper, scissors have been big, and then lately there's been some wild ones. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say them on here, but
can
I say them?
Yeah.
I think there was one. It was like, all I want for Christmas is a Sorelli in my belly. So we came back to the room, and that one was awesome. And then Pride Night, there was some good ones.
How are people getting these in the arena? Are they not?
Yeah, they must tuck them under the shirt and then bring them out.
Yeah,
but there were some really funny ones.
Are you guys even able to focus on warming up anymore? It feels like it's turned into a complete distraction with fans just begging for pucks and sticks.
No, I know it's pretty cool. That's part of the game. I think is interaction with the fans, and they come and obviously they show their support every night. So it's pretty cool. You see something funny or you see something that has got your name on it. You'll try and maybe because there's times you're stretching. You're looking around a little bit. They're lying if they say, "Hey, I'm focused. I'm not looking."
Yeah, you're looking.
Your eyes are peeled a little bit.
He's looking, people.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
looking.
You're looking around, so you see him.
All right, listen. I talked to you this offseason when I launched my blog, and I wanted to know did the Maroons adopt you this past offseason? After you guys won the Cup, I know you were going around the island with them and everything. Are you under the Maroon wing now? Have you branched out? Tell me, are you part of the family?
I would like to say I am. That'd be pretty cool. The Big Rig is the man. So, but no, Patty, like I said, was so awesome for me last year in the playoff run and even during the regular season. And then, my friends and family who came down kind of took a liking to, his brother and his mom and sister, so they're so welcoming and whatnot. So yeah, definitely after we won, I was trying to. I feel like Patty knows how to win and knows how to party. So I was kind of, maybe if he didn't want me, I was kind of,
he knows
rubbing up against him, saying, "Hey, tag me. I'm tagging along."
Yeah, you know what? He does have a great family. We had his mom on a show that we do during the playoffs, and because she started following me on Twitter, and I was like, "This can't be this can't be Patty Maroon." And we had her, and she's like, started talking to her every day, and she goes, "I told Pat that he was going to win his 3rd Stanley Cup this year," and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And then it ended up happening. So yeah, I love the Maroon family, great family. How was the Nashville experience for you? Because I saw Pat, he was pouring 2 beers on his head. Bogosian was up singing Wagon Wheel. How's the experience for you and your family?
It was unbelievable. I was lucky enough that some of my family and friends were able to come down, and didn't really know what to expect. That was my first outdoor game, and fortunate enough it wasn't too cold, and just being able to, I think the coolest part was, the ride over there. We did the, Canadian tuxedos, which was, pretty funny. They're blaring music, the country music on the way, and seeing the turnout, and I don't know, it really hit and sunk in that, like, this was real. It was, before the game we played soccer, and, usually we're in, like, the tunnel, no one can see us, but we went out onto the field and we're playing, like, keep up in front of, 50,000 people who got there first. Like, it was, and they're yelling when we come out of the tunnel. Just like,
what did it feel like? Because I talked to some of the guys right after the family skate, and I was trying to, what is it, a Stanley Cup? Is it All-Star? What does it feel like to be there? I mean, you played in some big games. Is it something that you can't compare it to?
Yeah, I'd say you can't compare it to that, because I mean, you play in the Stanley Cup games. Obviously, there's so much energy, and the atmosphere is unbelievable. But you're playing in front of 20,000 people that game. You're playing, I don't know, it was 80,000. Like, it's like, you look around, I was like, oh my God. And, the whole, national anthem and, the country singers coming out in between, like, face-offs. It was just like, it's like a show. Like, it almost felt like, when you play in Vegas, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It was something special.
So where did you get your Canadian tuxedo? I talked to Sergey. He said he went to the Boot Barn here and picked up some stuff. You didn't have any of that already in your closet, did you?
No, my girlfriend gave me a cowboy hat and then the boots, and then I had to go, I ordered the jacket online, and then I went to, I want to say it was like Russell's Western Wear, and I got these like massive like cowboy or like jeans that like I felt bad, I don't know if I want to say that.
Well, okay, you're good.
No, the guy that was selling to me was like, "Yeah, I got a pair of these at home." And
he didn't know that you were making fun of him.
I was like, "I'm gonna wear these once and never wear them again." So I felt so bad, and I was like, "No, it looked awesome."
No, listen, Russell's Western Wear, whatever. They're happy.
Whatever it was,
yeah, they're happy for the shout out.
Exactly.
It's all good. So
sick.
You're not gonna with the cowboy hat. Is that something you might ever break out or no?
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel if I ever go back to Nashville with some buddies or something, I'd definitely rock that. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, all right, yeah, you could rock anything. Yeah. All right, now we talked about this also, and I want you to explain it to everybody. The off season with the contract went to arbitration. People are freaking out. They go, "Oh my God, Ross Colton's selfish. He wants to get paid. It's like screw him and all this," and then ended up settling things. What was that period like for you? And was there ever any doubt, or was there just numbers that had to be crunched to make it all work?
Yeah, I wanted my money. No, it was kind of just like, that's just the business kind of side of it. I kind of, the whole time I knew I was coming back, it was just a matter, at what price. And it's just like, it wasn't, people were like, oh, it wasn't like I was asking for 10 million and they're saying, no, we'll give you $1 million. It was maybe like a couple 100,000. So it's like,
yeah,
it's really not a big deal. Like, it was kind of, the whole time I knew it was happening. We were talking, there was no like bad blood or anything when I got here. Julian wasn't giving me like death glares of like, what are you doing? Like, it was kind of like the whole time it was fine. And once it was done, it was just, let people know, like, guys have to work out their deals. It's also,
okay,
like, it's your livelihood. Like, you want to get paid. It's not like, hey, I'm going to take a cut. Like, just like,
right.
You got to worry about yourself to a certain extent.
Was that like that was your first like big negotiation, wasn't it? Because when you signed into the league, like, you get what they give you, right?
Yeah, it's you usually get your rookie deal, and then that was my first deal coming off of that. Or no, I signed one in between there, but it wasn't like. Yeah, there was no bad blood.
Listen, Ross wasn't turning on you people, okay?
No,
I had to get his bag. Leave the guy alone.
Tampa. I wasn't going anywhere.
I was defending you on Twitter left and right, okay?
There you go.
All right, now tell everybody about your day with the Cup, because you were at a disadvantage because you had to plan your Cup day essentially right after you guys won, and you didn't have your phone at the time.
I didn't.
No. So tell me about that, and then I also want to hear if you're jealous of anybody else's celebration that had maybe more time to prepare.
Yeah, so that whole thing was kind of, I wouldn't say a mess, but it was a struggle.
A cluster.
It was a cluster because I was like debilitatingly hungover, and my body was like shutting down. I'm not kidding. I thought my mom was so worried about me that whole time, and it was after the parade. My phone got damaged in the monsoon or whatever it was, and then Breezeman comes out to me. He's like, "Yeah, your cup day's Friday," and I'm thinking, okay, a week later, it's that Friday. I'm like, oh geez. And then I was like, what am I gonna do here?
You called your mom.
Yes, I was like, Mom. So we sat in the hotel lobby of my home last year, the JAW or whatever, and we just planned it out. And she was awesome, and set it all up and had an amazing day, and kind of went to where I train in the summer, Iceland, and kind of that was all like the hockey kind of kids that they all came in the morning. That was like a couple hours, and then they did it's called like Ross Colton Day or whatever in my town, which was...
Look at you so modest about Ross Colton Day.
Pretty cool. Well, that's what they called it. I didn't know what to say. Or gathering at the town center and whatnot, and a ton of people. And it was tough because it's like you want to give back, but it was like, I think it was like 100 degrees out. Like I'm sweating, and I remember in the morning, like a lady fainted that was waiting in line for 2 hours, and she came in at the end. And they're like, "Oh, she just fainted. Can she please see it?" Because some people didn't even get to see it.
Oh my God, she fainted. Oh, yeah. She wasn't trying to meet you, just the cup.
Well, yeah, no, she didn't care about me.
Oh,
She's
okay,
get out of the way. Let me just touch it. But
jeez,
no, it was because I felt bad, but it was kind of we planned the day, and it was so it was tough. But
so did she get to see the cup?
She got to see the cup.
Okay,
she
good Lord.
Got to take a picture. Yeah, but that was kind of crazy. And then at the end, we took it down the shore and did the whole kind of family party, and then for the last 2 hours, kind of went to the club and had some fun.
And tell everybody what happens, because they show up at your door. What about 9 a.m. on Cup Day?
Well, yeah, that's it. There was kind of not, because the cup was damaged, unfortunately. So there was no communication. So I'm sitting there Thursday, I'm planning the day, and I'm like, I don't even know when I'm getting this. So I'm telling people yeah, I'll be at this place at 9, but 6 o'clock the night before, I don't even have a text of when it's coming. But fortunate enough, Howie was awesome, and he texted me around 9 o'clock that night and said, "Hey, I just got in. I'm staying here. I'll be at your house at 9." And he just rolls up in a normal like a Toyota 4Runner or something.
Just takes it out.
The cup's in the back, and he's like, "Here you go, enjoy it." And then 2 minutes later, it's sitting by my pool, and I was like, "Oh, this is."
And then what? You guys were in the club on the shore at midnight, right?
Yeah.
And does the cup just disappeared, and he's off to the next guy, right?
Yeah, he kind of I felt bad because it's I think he was going to Bogo, or no, I think he was going to maybe Shattenkirk's house the next day.
Oh, to California?
No, I think he was in upstate New
Oh,
York.
okay.
Maybe it was Bogo, it was one of them, but no, it's he's like, yeah, I love this, because I was like, maybe we should give it to him early, so he can get on the road. But then I'm that's my mom and my brother are don't be mean to Howie, he's got a long day tomorrow. I'm like, Mom, I only get the cup once, and the whole time he's like, dude, keep it until 12. It's not a big deal.
What's your mom? Howie's got the best job in the
I know,
world,
exactly.
And your mom's she's
worried about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's a garbage man or something like that. Come on, Mama Colton, relax.
That's what I said, but
and they took it out of there. So, did you any of the celebrations you saw afterwards? You go, oh man, if I just had 2 more weeks to prepare, I would have been able to pull this off. Or
it's it's tough. It's hard because you want to. I think the coolest part is being able to interact with the people who support you, and so I don't think I would change, it for a minute, but. Knock on wood, I'm already thinking, if we ever win again, I got my ideas of what I want to do.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
we won't put those out there.
I can't put that out there.
All right, I don't really talk about too much what's going on the ice, but I'm fascinated by you playing with Stammer a little bit this year. What's that just been like to not only play with him, but thrive with him? I know you've played with, everybody at this point, but you and Stammer seem to really have something going.
Yeah, no, he's awesome to play with. I just yell at him. I say, "Pass me the puck. I don't care how many you got. Give it to me." No, I'm just kidding.
I don't care if you're at 60, buddy. Yeah, I'm almost at 20.
No, I'm just kidding. No, he's awesome, and what I like about him is kind of just he's such a leader, and he'll come back to the bench and kind of just give me some constructive criticism of, hey, maybe do this. I'll be in this spot. Look for me here, and it just goes a long way from someone like that. And then Pally's been pretty unbelievable as well, kind of being with us, and he's another guy who kind of just says, play your game, kind of don't try to do too much, because they know, I'm a little nervous playing with them. I don't want to mess up.
You are. That's interesting. No, it's interesting to bring up. I mean, you grew up. Yeah. You're not they're not that much older than you, but you grew up watching these guys.
Exactly. And it's you see how much success they've had over the years. That it's I don't want to bring them down. So it's kind of it's a weight off your shoulders when they just say kind of, hey, play your game, kind of.
What did you work on in the off season? What part of your game did you work on?
I mean, it's tough because I feel like we only had
2 days off,
pretty much, a month and a half. But no, my coach I skate with in summer, Chris Barkless, we kind of just work on a lot of skill work and shooting the puck, and that's kind of what I've been doing now with Jeff Halpern's kind of I try and be one of the last guys off the ice, and me and him kind of just do a lot of one-timers and different shooting angles, change the position of shots and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's not like crazy stuff and it's not like grueling, but just kind of feel like in the game you don't realize here and there he'll come back and show me the iPad like, hey, it's what we kind of worked on. So
are you surprised that having 19 goals this year?
I mean, yeah, it's I don't really.
You don't think? I know you don't think about it.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to say like I expect to score all these goals, but I mean, it's pretty like when you're on the line with Stammer, like you saw a play like that first goal last night.
Yeah.
Like, he literally dangled like 3 guys and gift wrapped it for
right.
me. You guys could have scored that. Like,
thank you. I was going to say that. I didn't want to say. I can't even skate, but
you guys could have tapped that in. So it's like, I mean, it's pretty cool to say, but it's like when you're playing with like Hall of Famers like that, like they put it on your stick and you just got to be in the right position. So hopefully they keep coming. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think they will. Now tell me, Ross, who has been your favorite ex-teammate that you played against this year? Because I think you guys have played against them all. So anybody that you really liked, knocking around or just seeing out there on the ice?
I don't know about like I liked it, but like it was pretty weird playing against Ratty. Like just from him, I could cry.
Because that happened. That was soon after, right? Wasn't that a couple games?
I miss you, Ratty. No, he's my best friend, and kind of just seeing that. Like I saw him before the game, and we FaceTime like almost every other day. So it was kind of just like it was weird. And
did you hate Nick Paul?
No, well, that was Hagel. But,
Hagel. Okay, that's right. Sorry. Okay.
That was Hagel. So I mean it's a business and it is what it is. But that was pretty weird just seeing him in different colors and kind of when we all lined up. I think we started that game, and it was just like.
It was hard for you?
I mean, it wasn't hard, but it's like, this is weird. Like, it's like, like a week ago, we were like going out to dinner and laughing. And,
are you happy though he's going to get a chance to play and really, showcase his talent?
No, for sure. I mean, you can already see I think he's been tearing it up since he got there, and he says he really likes it. But obviously, he misses Tampa. It's the best place to play in the NHL. So
yeah.
How could you?
Listen, hey, a lot of guys make their way back here. You know, so whether it's 2 weeks like ABB did or whatever, like a lot of guys are going to find their way back. Yeah. So that's good. All right. So what was your reaction when you heard about that deal? Obviously, bringing in Hagel, they brought in Nick Paul, making those deals. Did you feel like you guys needed a lift?
Yeah, I mean, you see those, and you kind of a lot of them just get leaked on Twitter, and it's kind of how you see it. And
did you see it on Twitter?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And it's kind of just like holy crap, like our best friends are leaving, but I mean, I don't know. Both those guys have been really good for us, and they different dynamic to our game, and they're both fast, physical, and both of them could score goals. So I think they both obviously definitely helped our team, but just from a standpoint of you grew up like I've been in Syracuse with those guys for what was it like the last 5 years I played with them, so it's obviously hard. And we were upset, but I think in the long run, like this will help our team. And
they're rooting for you, obviously, right? Okay. Yeah. You rooting for? Are you watching their games?
Yeah, I think I'm like a semi Blackhawks fan now.
Are you okay?
I always I'm eating dinner and there's nothing on TV. I'm like, all right, let's throw the Hawks game on.
What?
Watch the boys.
There you go. Hey, it gives you something else to do. Now, are you calling your mom every day? How often is she checking in with you? I heard you mention you have a girlfriend now, so are you cutting back on the mom time?
No, never cut back on the mom time. Always call my mom, and I definitely hope to get to see them here soon. Hopefully they'll come down for playoffs and whatnot.
When was the last time? Was it Nashville?
Nashville? They might have come because we were away for felt
forever.
Like forever. Oh my god! But I think it was that whole month, and then we came back, and they came. I think maybe that first week we were back from the long road trip. I think we had a stretch of 3 or 4 home games, and they usually come for they'll come Thursday, leave Sunday, kind of in and out.
Man, and your dad was in the locker room with you guys after you won the cup last year, right?
Yeah, my mom was sick, so she couldn't come, but my dad was in there, and my brother, they were throwing them back, having some fun, drinking out of the cup.
Who'd they mix it up with? Did they? Because I just saw people were just ended up hanging out. Pointers got his arm around people I didn't even knew.
Yeah.
He knew. I mean,
I don't know. They were yucking it up with everybody. So it's I turn my head and you see them. He's talking to Stamkos or somebody. I'm like, oh my god, don't say anything dumb.
I'm playing with this guy next year.
That's not my dad. Get away. But no, they're fine. They're just excited. I mean, to be a part. They said it was pretty. The craziest thing was like, you're in the seats, you don't realize how many people are there. But then they said once they came down, we kind of were on the ice in the corner, and you look up, and they're just like, wow, this is pretty crazy.
I know we're in the middle of the season and everything like that. But how often are you thinking about the goal that you scored? How often does that kind of pop? How often does that pop into your head?
This season, honestly, obviously,
not a lot,
not as much. But I mean, this summer, I kind of rode the high of it until the season started. I'm not gonna lie.
And then what, Coach Cooper brought you back down to earth.
Yeah, and then you don't score a goal for I think the first 15 games at 1 point. I was like, all right, let's turn the page on that goal. You know what I'm saying? That's over with. But no, I mean, it was pretty cool. Obviously, I'll never forget that. But it's kind of back to reality now.
All right, who's in your crew? Okay, Radish got traded and everything. I know Cal Foot's one of your guys. Yeah. So anybody else? You guys have you adopted anybody else? Brought anybody else in your crew now, or what?
I mean, the team's pretty everyone kind of hangs out and whatnot. But I've been hanging out with the new guys a little bit. Paulie Hagel, and then I've been close with Cirelli and kind of. I would just say maybe the younger guys kind of do their own thing.
How do you think Cirelli did as the Easter Bunny?
Oh, he was awesome. That was I know. I mean, obviously I don't have kids, but
were you there?
Yeah. I was
okay.
There. Yeah, the whole team was there. So Mac did a great job of hosting everyone. His wife, they were both awesome. But I just thought it was hilarious. But I definitely know the older guys who have kids, really probably appreciated it.
Yeah. Did your name get brought up as a possible Easter Bunny? Because I just think Cirelli, and I only saw from somebody's Instagram, just his wave. He had it. He had everything.
He had it down. No, he was great. Luckily my name was not mentioned, or at least I don't think no one brought it to my attention.
Okay.
I was in the running for it, but. No, Cirelli was amazing.
Would you be more up for Santa Claus around Christmas time, or you think you're probably better at the Easter Bunny full body costume?
I don't know. Is that a jab at my weight?
No, God, what are you talking about? What do you mean? You're great. I'm fat.
My
what do you mean? No, God, I'm the biggest workout I get is walking to my car after this interview.
I'm just kidding. No, I think it was just Cirelli's a trooper and kind of enjoys those things. So. I don't know. If I had to do it, obviously I would.
Okay. I heard Pat Maroon during one of the press conferences, they weren't talking about the game, and he talked about, maybe it was Pat, talking about Cirelli and Point, that they kind of go back and forth in the locker room. Is that, what's that? What are they doing? Are they just messing around with each other? Are they chirping each other? What is it?
I don't know. Cirelli likes to bicker with a lot of guys. I think it's just his way, in a funny kind of joking manner.
Right, Mets, he just says something negative to kind of get the conversation going?
Him and Killer are always going at it too, and then Paulie and Killer, and then Hagel and Paulie, and then Hagel and Killer. So it's kind of everyone goes back and forth, and it's just in a joking manner. But.
You said you were hanging out with some of the new guys. I interviewed Nick Paul. I think he's a great dude. What's it been like getting to know him? And that stuff translates out on the ice, right? When you're hanging out with them.
Yeah, for sure it does. I think it just kind of when you're close with somebody, you're not afraid to make a mistake because they're not gonna be in your ear yelling at you. So I mean, Paulie's been hilarious. I mean, from day one, I would say he's probably one of the louder guys in the locker room already from day one that he's got traded here.
Really?
Yeah, so he just comes in, he tells these jokes that are just outrageous. I probably can't say them on here. And he
boy, that talk about fitting right in. He's coming in throwing haymakers.
Yeah, he does the jokes, then he'll just be like, all right, I got a riddle for you. And he'll just throw a riddle at you, and then you're sitting there the one was funny. I forget where we were. He told a riddle to the whole team, and then we had a meeting. And I'm gonna be honest, the meeting was pretty serious. And you look around, and then when everyone was done with the meeting, I think everyone said I'm not gonna lie, boys, I didn't know what was going on. All I was thinking about was the riddle that he told before.
Nick Paul, you know what? That's his nickname. Nick Paul does it all, and I guess he tells riddles too.
Yeah, he does.
All right, now when I was telling my daughter last night during intermission that you and I were best friends, you were doing the intermission interview, and I know you scored, so that's why they were talking to you, but I always feel bad for you guys because you're out of breath, and then I feel like you're missing stuff in the locker room. Do you feel like the stuff's going on without you, or are you just such in the mindset of the game that you don't even realize what's happening?
Yeah, the only thing that sometimes gets me is I notice if you just come off from a shift, you're out of breath, and then you come down in the tunnel, and then they're right there and all right, media, and then you go and you can't catch your breath, and then I don't know, you get wound up and you're talking fast, and then there's times where you literally can't catch your breath, and then you're sorry,
listen, can we just tell Breezer hey, listen,
well, there's times I'm all right, give me a minute.
Okay. It's let me just breathe for a second.
Exactly.
Now, and we saw, I think you were the star of this video, and I wanted to draw a picture today, but I didn't have time. The kids for Kids Night, they drew all of the players like that. Yeah. I see you're disgusted with some of the work that they did.
I felt so bad.
for the kids' drawings?
Yes, and both, but I was please don't show this, because I felt I was making fun of the poor kids drawing, but Did you see the picture?
Yeah, oh yeah, they were awful.
Oh my god, it was so funny. Like the one it was Corey Perry, I was I was in belly laugh tears. Like I was laughing so hard that I felt bad.
You know, we did that on our show last year. That he was showing me some of the drawings that people made, and I was going off, and I felt bad. But look, Ross, the kids need to know.
They do.
At 7, if we got to crush their dreams and they can't become an artist,
not an artist. That's that's it.
Yeah, go work with your hands.
Don't lead them on. Exactly.
It's like we have to be the ones that if you have to get the hard truth from Ross Colton. That's not a bad guy to get it from. So listen, 8-year-olds that are watching this, step your game up with the Crayola.
No, seriously, that was so funny. And then it was more like I was laughing because like Sorelli and Pointer were right there laughing as well. So it was more like I don't know if I was laughing at the picture or just laughing with them. And then I looked, I was like, oh.
This is
That ain't it.
Do you guys? What did they do with the pictures? Did they let you guys keep those, or did they take them all? What would you do with it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I don't think I'm hanging that up on my fridge.
Yeah, man. And you know what? That's okay because I have a daughter, and sometimes I have to tell her what is this?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, maybe we got a little better in that situation.
Yeah, because maybe you can draw something that can make me some money or something one day. All right, listen, dude. This was my last player interview of the year as far as face-to-face.
Nice.
Breezer did it because he said that I'm a fan of yours. But ever since I talked to you, as soon as you got here, your career's taken off, okay? And I can't help but feel responsible for that. So listen, Ross.
You got the assist.
Big fan. Keep up the great work, man. You know that we're always rooting for you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.